key. When she passed a car, he did too. Then he turned on his high beams and left them on for quite some time. So she began to feel uneasy. She tried speeding away, but he would continue to follow her, flashing his high beams the entire drive. Finally, she pulled into her driveway, but the truck pulled in right behind her. She jumped out of her car and ran into her house, telling her father to call the police. But when police arrived, the man had a gun in his hand and told them that he wasn't the one they should be arresting. He pointed inside of the girl's now parked car, and there was a man crouched behind the driver's seat with a knife. The man had slipped into the girl's car just before she left the school game, and the man in the truck saw it all happen but had no way to stop it. So he followed her car, and each time the man in the back seat reached up to stab the girl, the truck driver would flash his high beams and the killer would drop back down into the seat to avoid getting caught.
This is why you should never go to a sleepover. Back in 2013, a kid named John was sleeping over at his friend's house. John and his friend Robert were having a good time playing video games and staying up late. After a while, they decided it was time to go to sleep, so they called it a night. Robert fell asleep in his bed while John tried to fall asleep in his sleeping bag. John couldn't fall asleep because he kept on hearing these strange breathing noises. He thought it was Robert snoring, so he threw a pillow at him to wake him up. Robert woke up confused and said, "What's wrong?" John said, "Stop snoring, I can't go to sleep." As soon as John said that, he looked underneath Robert's bed and saw something terrifying. There was a man with long black hair underneath Robert's bed. The man put his finger on his lips and tried to shush John, but John started screaming in terror. And you won't believe what happens next. Like for part 2. This is why you should never go to a sleepover. Part 2. The man put his finger on his lips and tried to shush John, but John started screaming in terror. John took Robert by the hand and ran as fast as he could to get upstairs.